the 1970s, I wrote a book called Japan is Number One. And from 1960 to 75, I visited Japan almost every year, but I hadn't spent a long time. 75, 76, I was there a whole year. And I said, wow, this country has come up much faster than people realize. And I knew America was going to look at Japan and say, these guys are going to be a threat to us. So what I thought was that if I could describe some things that Japan does well that we could study and think about, that would both help us improve and help us from demonizing the Japanese. A lot of people misunderstood that book, and I think it sold for the wrong reason. A lot of people felt that the Japanese economy was passing ours, and what I meant was, wow, Japan just passed us, watch out. That's not what I meant, and that's not what I said. What I said was, there are a lot of things Japan does better than we do. The way they treat their old people. Longevity was, on the average, longer than the United States. They have an average level of education at the basic education level that has higher standards, and where there are fewer kids left behind, and that educational system works very well. The companies don't have that great inequality. The highest wages and the lowest wages are not as different as they are in the American company. And they have a good public administration of very high quality. And there are a lot of things that Japan does quite well. And it would be good for our country if instead of focusing on banging them and yelling at them for taking some of our trade and crushing our auto industry, it would say, okay, well, they've done things well. Let's be a better competitor. Maybe it was a little optimistic or naive for an academic. The surprising thing was the book sold better in Japan than in the United States. I had written it for Americans. One of the Japanese newspapers, I had a plot that was to encourage Japan to feel so confident that they stop working hard. And of course that was not my goal. My goal was to try to get Americans to think about what they could do better and prove their own way.